here are all the colors separated in their trays. The sandy yellow color, light yellow color, you could say. Charcoal parts that make up all the inner frames, including the. I should put this here because that's when you're going to need to use this. The screws, the beam weaponry, the backpacks, certain parts that are a different color tone than this and that, of course, plus the red and yellow parts, and then we have the dark navy blue parts. It's going to be really interesting to work with. It's also nostalgic too. I remember building this kit brought back some amazing memories, and even though I don't remember the day I built it and all that stuff, once I finish building, it's going to be nice to see an old friend, you could say, that you haven't built for a long time. There's been some kits that I've been thinking about buying again and building again, because I remember, those times where I made them, and I don't have them anymore. Back then I didn't think about where I am going to be today, but that's cool that now I'm working on this guy. Oh, and as I was doing the research on the manual, I found out what this is. If you look here in this part of the magazine, manual, I mean, right here, there are two in the manual. There are these two plastic parts that are in a curvature, but then you got to cut those fabrics, put them right through them, and it goes right there. It's really ingenious that they thought of that here in this. You don't see that many model kits using a fabric-like substance to simulate, internal workings or tubing or anything like that. Other than what would be a perfect example? The Master Grade, I think Psycho Zaku, and of course these full armor Thunderbolt Gundam. But basically they're just covering the joints. This one is just basically covering up a connection of the knee joint, of the back knee joint. So nice to see something like that. It's a shame that I don't know that I don't see that in current mobile suits, current model kits. Maybe in older model kits they've done it and I didn't bother to see it. And there is a red version of this, the space type version, so it clearly has that same feature. Alright, enough talk. Let me clean up everything, and then we're going to begin assembly of the Type C. Okay, so the first part of the build, and I'm going based on the manual, because the manual is a little weird, going not the normal route, will be the arms of the GM Type C. First up, take these two parts here. That goes there. That goes there. We have this part here. Polycap goes there. Then we take this and then stick that there, and then stick that here. This one's a little tight, so you gotta really push it in. But it's good to be this strong. And we'll put this part here. There we go. So that takes care of that. Now there's a seam line here, which I thought maybe I should glue it, but I said no because I gotta put the parts in there. On the side they did okay, just the other part was the one that's a bit weird. Alright, so you take these two here, put it in through here like so. This part goes here, and this part, I remember this, so that's this way. Yeah, it has to be in this angle, so it looks like that. And then close it up. Good. Now all these other parts make up the hand, and unlike other, like the Nemo, where it's one flat part, and then you have the parts go over some like kind of like a trackball type setup. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, so forgive me. You put on the fingers like so, like that. You have this one here. It's crude because obviously there's a right here when you put the pointer finger, there's a separation right there. And then this one is the thumb. I mean, this is the first generation manipulator hands on the master grade, but they're really strong. As you can see, there is a bit of a resistance. I don't honestly remember if it held the gun well, but I think it did. Hopefully I'll have no problems. Alright, so now we just put this one here. And then we slide this one there. And that's it. The arms of the Type C are now complete. There we go. Alright, let's move on to the next part of the build. Alright, next up is going to be the legs of the Type C. Some parts I've already prepared, like this one. This was actually 2 blue parts, but I didn't see the need to put it together on camera, so I just put them on already. As you can see, this is an old foot and not like the most modern foot like you see on the Master Grade Nemo, or I would probably assume the GM 2, the GM 2.0. Don't know if the GM 1.0 is like this, so, but it's already, the thrusters are embedded inside the foot. So to finish the foot, what I need you to do is take this part here, put this one through here, put this one through there, there we go. There we go. And then just slide it in like that. It's done. Then we have this part here that goes through there. You have to push it in a bit. There we go. Now this one is the which is cool. I like this because you don't have to like split it into 2. But you need to put on these, and it's specific because there's a little hole there and a notch. Just make sure you get it in right. Yes, it's kind of hard to do this. I think this is the other side. Excuse me. My apologies. There we go. That one goes there. And then the other one. Actually, I might as well do that. Take this, put it right here. There we go. And then just slide that in there. So that completes the foot. Done. Now, the more complicated. First thing, this. Remember I told you that this little thing here that's in the back of the knee? I'm going to put the fabric. And to do this, just slide it in there, in the hole, like so. Make sure it goes all the way in. Now it does, in the manual it does say how much you're going to cut off, but you know what, just eyeball it. Find the connection, yeah, right there. I'll leave a little bit there. There we go. then we just repeat the process again. It's a cool idea. I mean, I'm surprised it has never been utilized on other mobile suits. Maybe it has and I haven't noticed it yet. I think during this time, what came out? Maybe the GundamCustom, the Quill, obviously the 2.0. Oh no, sorry, 2.0, 1.0. I don't know if the ground type and the ground type sniper version has that capability. Alright, so now you take this little thingy here. Actually, it's in an angle, so you gotta do it right. Get it in there. Yeah, it's a little tricky. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Alright, got it in there. It's a little annoying, but I'm going to do that. Alright, now for this. That goes up there. And then the two thin ones go up here on that side. This one with a weird end goes on this side, like so. And then put it together. No polycaps inside. Remember that. And then this one, you put it in there and you slide it in. So it looks like that. Interesting concept on how it's done. So it's kind of cool to see something like this. Now, this goes here. This goes here. And then there's a hole there. It goes like that. Come on. Then going to this one. Putting that there. Putting that there. Good. So that completes that. This one, slide that in here. Followed by this. Get into that little slot there. Polycap there. No polycap in the bottom. And this actually kind of completes the leg, the inner frame of the leg. Which, of course, I guess they try to keep the cost down because they could have easily made a rigging like here where this and this goes back and forth. But I guess they didn't want to do that. You know, you want to keep it cheap, but you don't also want to keep it nicely detailed. But this is how it would look. Alright. Take these two parts together. Take it apart. Put this one back here. Put that one there. Put that one there. And then put this one here. Hold on. I think this one's not put it right. Let's try it again. There we go. We have these two parts. Bend it a bit so you can gain access to it. That one goes there. And this one goes here. And then finally, that goes there. Nice, sexy legs. Oh, but I forgot something. You know what? I did this too fast. I forgot the most important part. Alright, you know what? Let's do this before I forget. I'm going to take this off. Because it is part of the build. put that there. You kind of quite honestly don't need to, but I want to do this thorough, and you don't normally get to use screws in these kits anymore. Even the newer kits don't have that. Hell, I don't even think not P Bandai, excuse me, Perfect Grade kits now do this, the newer ones. Nice and tight. Come on, get in there. And you get 5 screws, but I don't know if you only get an extra one for a spare in case you lose one. I don't know if I think we've already the arms didn't need screws, just the legs, but I haven't gone further into the manual yet. So I don't know what other thing you would need to screw on. We'll figure it. I mean, if it's a spare, it's a spare. No big deal. There we go. Now it's complete. And now it is tight. Alright. Let's now move on to the next part of the build.